Hey, welcome back to the show. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to share with me. Let's talk about something real on today's show. Like the police showing up at your doorstep, delivering your son or daughter home. How pleasant would that be when you thought that they were over at a friend's house for the evening? And that was exactly the experience that a good friend of mine had with her son. Not pleasant at all. And shortly thereafterwards, I got the phone call. Hey, Joe, would you come over and have a conversation with my son? I think just having an outside perspective may help. So we had the conversation, and the very, very simple question came to the table. I looked across the table and I said to him, hey, is this where you want to be going? Do you want to have the police deliver you home? And the answer, like the answer with a lot of kids when you pose that question, is no. But it goes beyond that. It's more difficult because even though they know they don't want that path, they're not necessarily aware of what they need to do to move down a different path. And that's where the team comes in. And that's critical concept number one I want to share with you today. And I use team as an acronym for anybody who has the opportunity to teach, encourage, advocate for, or motivate your child. So that kind of opens it up to a wide variety of folks. The teachers, coaches, and mentors, so those are the easy ones. How about the next door neighbor, though, or the extended family member, or the youth group leader? These are all people that could be part of your child's team. Make a list. Everybody that your child sees on a weekly basis. Who are those folks? Are you connected? Do you know their first name? You need to be aware. These are the people that are going to support you and your child throughout the middle school and high school years when they really need a lot of guidance. The message is very simple for each one of those folks on the list. Thank you for being a part of my child's life and mine. We know these are difficult years. I appreciate your guidance. That simple statement brings everybody on board and brings a lot of support to the table. I was part of this young guy's team. And just simply by having another conversation, could be me, could have been anybody else, but having the conversation and letting him know there is a different path if you want to make the choice to go there, and I can help you move down that path. And he did, and it had to be his choice. And yeah, I was there and able to kind of sit down and talk with him and guide him along that path and set some very specific goals that were going to move him in a different direction. But in the end, he needed to make the choice to move in that direction. Okay? So that's big idea number one, team. You need to build the team. Big idea number two, there is a connection between the choices your child makes and the consequences of those choices. If you get in the way of that, parents, if you become the buffer between the choices and consequences, number one, not good. Number two, they never learn that choices, real world choices, have consequences if you're there when the unpleasantness begins. So, example that comes up all the time, your child forgets their homework, they forget their lunch, the band instrument, the PE uniform, it goes on and on and on. They forget something. They haven't planned ahead. They haven't put the system in place. What do? You do nothing. You don't run to the rescue. The natural consequence there is that they are without. They're without the homework, the lunch, the PE uniform. And there's a consequence in place that they are going to need to be responsible for. They learn that way. And that's real world choices and consequences. That's how things happen for independent folks. So giving this young guy that I spoke about earlier the opportunity to start making some choices and seeing the consequences of those choices pushed him even further down the path of, I want to be independent and I want to start making some positive choices in my life. So that was the second big idea I wanted to share with you, both critical to the middle school and high school years. Hey, have a great end to your week, and I will see you next time.